Level 1. The Observer. You're 12 years old sitting in class. The teacher asks a simple question. What's the capital of France? You know the answer. It's Paris. Everyone knows it's Paris. But you don't raise your hand. Because what if you're wrong? What if there's some trick to the question you didn't catch? What if everyone laughs? So you sit there, silent, while someone else says Paris and gets praised for it. That's when it starts. The voice in your head that questions everything. The one that turns a simple decision into a full internal trial. You're not just a kid anymore. You're a prisoner of your own mind. By 15, it's worse. You're invited to a party, your first real party. You spend 3 days deciding whether to go. What will you wear? What if nobody talks to you? What if you say something stupid and it becomes a story people tell for years? You rehearse conversations in your head. You plan jokes. You map out where you'll stand. Then the night comes. You're getting ready. You're almost out the door. And then you don't go. You text some excuse. You stay home. You tell yourself it's fine, that parties aren't your thing anyway. But really, you were just terrified of every possible outcome your brain invented. School becomes a battlefield. Not because of bullies or grades, because of the endless simulations your mind runs. You're assigned a group project. Immediately, you're analyzing. Who will do the work? Who will slack off? Should you take charge or stay quiet? If you take charge, will they think you're bossy? If you stay quiet, will they think you're useless? You spend so much energy predicting dynamics that you forget to actually contribute. The project gets done. You barely participated. And now you're overthinking why you overthought it in the first place. Texting is torture. Someone sends you a message. Hey, just hey. What does that mean? Are they mad? Did you do something wrong? You check your last conversation. You analyze every word you sent. You craft the perfect response. You delete it. You write another one. Delete again. 15 minutes pass. You finally send back, hey, what's up? They respond immediately. Nothing much, you? They weren't mad. There was no hidden meaning. But you'll never stop checking anyway. You're 18 now. Graduation is coming. Everyone's talking about college, about majors, about futures. You're paralyzed. Every path splits into 1,000 branches in your mind. If you choose business, what if you hate it? If you choose art, what if you can't make money? What if you pick the wrong school, the wrong city? What if you waste 4 years and end up back where you started? So you delay, you take a gap year, not to travel or find yourself, just to avoid deciding. Because deciding means being wrong, and being wrong means you failed. Your friends start moving on. They're picking colleges. They're getting jobs. They're dating people. And you're still here, still thinking, still planning, still running simulations of conversations you'll never have. You watch them make mistakes and recover. You watch them live, and you wonder why you can't just do that. Why you can't just act without the endless mental dress rehearsal. But here's what nobody tells you about being an overthinker. It gets heavier. The voice doesn't quiet down as you age. It learns new tricks. It finds new things to obsess over. You're about to enter the next level where overthinking isn't just about parties and texts anymore. It's about careers, relationships, money, life decisions that actually matter. And the stakes? They're about to get a lot higher. Level 5, the career overthinker. You're 25. You have a job. It pays okay. But every single day you question if you should be doing something else. Your coworker gets promoted. Instantly you dissect why. Was it their work quality? Their networking? Did they manipulate someone? Should you have done what they did? You replay every interaction you've had with your boss for the past 6 months, searching for the moment you lost your chance. A recruiter messages you on LinkedIn. New opportunity, better pay. You spend 2 weeks researching the company. You read every Glassdoor review. You analyze the job description word by word. You make spreadsheets comparing benefits. You consult friends. You consult the internet. By the time you decide to respond, the position is filled. You tell yourself it wasn't meant to be. Really, you just thought too long. Dating becomes a nightmare. You match with someone. They seem great. You start talking. Then your brain goes into overdrive. You analyze their texting patterns, response time, punctuation, emoji usage. They send one message without a period. Are they upset? Losing interest? You screenshot conversations and send them to friends for analysis, like you're decoding enemy transmissions. You go on a date. It goes well. They laugh at your jokes. The conversation flows. But on the drive home, you replay everything. That one joke that didn't land. The moment you talk too much about yourself. The awkward silence when the waiter interrupted. By the time you get home, you've convinced yourself they hated it. They text you the next day. Had a great time. Let's do it again. You're shocked. Your prediction was completely wrong. But you don't learn from this. Next date, same process. You're 30. Your friends are getting married, buying houses, having kids. You're still deciding if you're ready for a pet. Because what if you can't handle the responsibility? What if you travel? What if it gets sick and you can't afford the vet bills? What if you pick the wrong breed so you don't get the pet? You keep thinking about it. Big purchases become impossible. You need a new car. Yours is dying. You research for months. You read forums. You watch review videos. You compare reliability ratings. You visit dealerships, but never commit. What if you choose wrong? What if there's a better deal next month? What if the model you want drops in price? Your car breaks down. Now you have no choice. You're forced to decide quickly. And guess what? It's fine. The car works. But you'll never stop wondering about the one you didn't buy. Here's the truth about overthinking. It's not protection. It's not preparation. It's a cage you built yourself. Every simulation you run, every scenario you plan for, every conversation you rehearse, none of it stops bad things from happening. It just stops you from living while you wait for permission from a brain that will never give it. The people you watch moving forward, they're not smarter. They're not more prepared. They just decided that doing something imperfectly is better than planning something perfectly that never happens. You'll always be an overthinker. That voice won't disappear. But maybe you can learn to hear it and move anyway. Maybe you can let yourself be wrong. Maybe you can stop treating every decision like it's permanent and every mistake like it's fatal. Maybe the next time your brain starts running simulations, you just act instead. Because life doesn't happen in your head. It happens out there, and you're missing it. You've spent years watching from the sidelines, analyzing, calculating, protecting yourself from outcomes that mostly never happen. And where did it get you? You're safe, you're careful, you're also stuck. The brutal reality is that overthinking didn't save you from pain. It just delayed your life while everyone else lived theirs. That job you didn't apply for, someone less qualified took it and figured it out. That person you didn't text back, They moved on and found someone who didn't need 3 days to respond. That decision you've been putting off for months, it's still waiting, and it's cost you more time than making the wrong choice ever would have. So here's what happens next. You can keep running those endless mental simulations, or you can accept that most decisions aren't life or death. They're just choices. And wrong choices teach you more than perfect planning ever will. The next time that voice starts its interrogation, thank it for trying to protect you. Then do the thing anyway, because the only way out of the cage is to stop building it bigger.